Greetings, I'm Andrew Schambarger, science teacher at Jennifer Elementary and co-chair of the negotiations team.
And I'm Linda Stocks, pupil personnel worker and co-chair of negotiations.
This year's bargaining process was very successful due to the hard work and dedication of our two teams. The EACC team consists of Linda Stocks, co-chair, myself, Andrew Schambarger, co-chair, Sonia Blue, Lindsay McNeil, Kiana Williams, Darnell Lewis Russell, Matthew Howard, Jacob Girding IV, and our two Uniserve reps, Dan Bessick and Dawn Pipkin, while also having Sean Heil, the EACC president, serve in an ex officio manner. The CCPS team consists of Dr. Marvin Jones, co-chief negotiator, Kevin Lowndes, co-chief negotiator, Karen Acton, Nikki Majors, Kevin Howard, Richard Conley, LaCoria Conti, Jeremy Campbell, and David Shimizu. We would also like to give our huge heartfelt thank you to Amy Holmes from EACC and Angel Willett from CCPS for their hard work and dedication to the scheduling, logistics, and detailed note-taking of this session of negotiations. Without your hard work, we could not have done this. As you know, one of the many benefits in EACC membership is input into our negotiations process. We like to use a survey to try and understand the needs of our members. I would like to thank the hundreds of active members who took part in this process. One of our big concerns, given the climate of public education, was the likelihood that our members would stay in the profession. While many said they planned on staying, a significant minority said they were either somewhat likely or very likely to leave in the next 3 years. They also stated their top items that could get them to stay. Salary and workload issues were the most common responses and became a focus of our negotiations. A more general question posed was what our members thought our top financial goals should be this year. Without surprise, the leading response was a pay level increase, commonly referred to as a step, and a COLA. We also asked if our members would prefer summer PDs instead of through the year. A significant majority was interested in PDs if they were adequately compensated for their time. This year's negotiation process had limited openers. The articles that were open was Article 13, Working Hours and Workload, 15, Salaries, 21, Other Leaves, 24, Employee Evaluation, and finally Article 31, Durability and Severability.
Article 13, Working Hours. We looked at what was known as faculty meetings or staff meetings and changed the term to just plain meeting, which can include a full staff meeting, a department meeting, a grade level meeting, or professional development. Language was included to address when meetings can be held, for example, before the student day. Another area under Article 13 where changes were made was employee salary protection. Any employee or group of employees whose duty year is reduced by the system involuntarily will continue to be paid on the original higher pay scale for 2 years. Continuing with working hours, in addition to current language regarding planning conflicts such as IEP meetings, now also includes 504 meetings.
This year, CCPS and EACC were proud to complete a 2-year agreement. This agreement states that all Unit 1 and Unit 2 members will receive a pay level increase, also known as a STEP, and a 5% COLA for both years of the contract. Employees on pay level 2 and 3 will receive a $500 and $1,000 stipend, respectively, since their scale is the same as pay level 1. Be sure to look at the scales on the EACC website, teameacc.org. These scales are tentative until they can be reconciled with the CCPS financial department. To put this into perspective, if you're currently a Unit 1 employee and on steps 3 through 18, Between the pay level increase and the COLA, you should be earning over 15% more in the next 2 years. Also in salary, there were some minor language changes to Section C. These were primarily requested by CCPS to clarify their expectation of these programs, that they are used to educate students and not typically available for informational purposes.
Article 21, Other Leaves. Additions were made for all employees who earn personal leave based on your years in the county. The option to use personal in addition to sick leave was added to religious ideological observation days. Also, 11-month and 12-month Unit 2 members will gain additional floating leave days.
This year, there were not many changes in the employee evaluation article. The big difference was that we adopted the MOU language that has been used for the last 2 years. We would like to take this opportunity to discuss potential changes to the evaluation process in the near future under Maryland Blueprint. Our current system has many flaws and challenges, such as a lack of targeted feedback and an over-reliance on SLOs that are overshadowing professional practices. In order to focus on teaching and learning, the Maryland Blueprint Workgroup will consider changes in accordance with the law.
EACC and CCPS are proud that we have reached a 2-year agreement for fiscal year 24 and fiscal year 25. Having this agreement frees up members of both teams to continue working together through the committees listed on this slide. Any recommendations from the committees will be sent to the bargaining teams for inclusion through MOUs. The letters of intent were agreements that both sides reached collaboratively. For a variety of reasons, they were not included in the contract due to the budget finalization, CCPS policy, or past practice. The letter of intent documents the agreements, and it was important to both sides to be able to show the Board of Education and the membership the entirety of the topics we reached agreement on and that the district will work to implement.
In addition to the tentative agreement and the letter of intent, we also have a memorandum of understanding, also known as an MOU. An MOU is outside the contract, but is still in effect as the contract would be. A main benefit to an MOU is that this language is not in the contract and would have to be negotiated into the contract if both parties desired. The first part of our MOU is the creation of a work group for Maryland Blueprint. This team will need to meet regularly to address all the requirements of the law before its full implementation. The group's recommendations will be sent back to the negotiations team for approval. The second part of the MOU is addressing required summer trainings. CCPS may require up to 2 days of trainings to be paid at your per diem rate. Your per diem rate can be found by dividing your salary by the number of days you worked. 10-month is 190, 10.5 works 200, 11-month works 210, a 12-month teacher works 227 days, while a 12-month administrator works 261 days. Your attendance at these summer trainings may be excused for unavoidable conflicts, with the expectation that the trainings will be made up. After the first year, staff members will be surveyed to determine the value of the program and whether it should continue, or potentially expand to a maximum of 4 days the following and final year of the MOU. The entire negotiations team would like to thank you for your attentiveness in this informational video. The ratification process is for members only. We plan on having 2 informational meetings. The first one on Monday, March 6th at 5 p.m. in the EACC office in La Plata. The second one will be on Zoom on Monday, March 13th at 5 p.m. The ratification vote will be online, and it will open on Wednesday, March 15th and close on Friday, March 24th at 4:30 p.m. Are you not a member but would like to participate in this process? Please sign up now at our website or use the QR code attached. I believe I speak for the entire negotiations team when I say we encourage you to vote yes on this tentative agreement.